back, everybody. So today we're going to try Maple Grenade from Silver Harbor Brewing Company. Double Oatmeal Stout, bourbon barreled aged with maple syrup, small batch, limited release, 13% ABV. I did pick this up at Megabev. I paid $7.29 for this one. I have to try it. Now, I think the last Silver Harbor beer I had was a black IPA, I believe. It was part of their members only beer, and I don't think I liked it too much. But I'm going to keep trying them. Now, maple. Depending on how they used it, I don't know if we're going to get the maple or just like the sweetness from the maple. I think you would have to put the maple in at canning or bottling in order to get the maple flavor. It's almost like honey. If you put honey in fermentation, you're going to get a higher ABV beer. I can't remember how much sugar is in maple. So I don't know if they're using that to drive the ABV to 13% or not. So we could get a lot of sweetness. Maybe we'll get some maple. But the funny thing is, Oatmeal Stout, I just did a, what do they call that? On the can, it says double fudgy oatmeal stout. So I picked some high ABV beers to do today. I don't want to read it, so let's go ahead and get this open and see what I think about it. Hopefully this opens. There we go. Oh, it's all over my hand. This thing is full. I'm going to get any kind of head on there. This has been out of the fridge probably 25 minutes, something like that. So it's going to depend on how you like to drink these. I know some people that like to drink them warm, pull them out of the fridge for an hour, then drink them. I like my coffee cold, so I tend to drink my porters cold. Colder than they should. Now, is that every single time? No. For videos, I try and go back and forth. On Halloween, I had a guy over that really likes higher ABV stouts, and so I gave him a vanilla black note from Bell's from 2019, and he said, let's open it and drink it. And I said, well, it's not cold. And he said, I don't drink them cold. So we opened it and drank it straight out of the basement, which is probably, I don't know, 65 down here. I mean, it feels pretty warm to me, but I'm guessing. So it's going to depend on how you like to drink your stouts. This one, little dirty glass mafia. This one actually looks darker than the last one, even with the light. I still get a touch of brown, but not as much. So I'm going to call this one black. We'll put the light on this one. I might do a side-by-side. Yeah, you're not seeing anything through there. Let's just see. So this is the double fudgy oatmeal stout that I just got done doing. I don't know. I think you can kind of see a difference. I don't know if it's because it's lower. Me looking at it like this, it looks like this one is a touch lighter than this one. But you guys will have to decide on that. That's only 11%. So this has 2% more. I'm guessing something tells me that there's not as much sugar in maple syrup than there is like honey. So I don't know how much that maple syrup is upping the ABV, but we're about ready to find out. Let's go ahead and smell. like it's like oak, like woodiness with a little bit of maple. Maybe I almost want to say cinnamon maple, but it's probably like sweet maple. Like if you had a maple glazed cookie and you smelt it, but you had some wood shavings on it. I get a little roasted chocolate in there. I don't want to read the back yet. Bourbon barrel aged with maple syrup. I get some of that maple syrup in there, but it's almost like maybe putting that sweet maple glaze on wood. Like I get that bourbon barrel oak the most. But it's really not that much. But then it's like maple glaze, sweet maple. Maybe a little leather in there. The darker malts. Um, Obviously, the oatmeal stout is going to be what it is. I want to say cedar, like cedar wood maple. Smells are low, so I'm, I'm. So they put the maple syrup in the barrel, and then there was still some yeast in there, so that drove up the ABV. That's why I'm not smelling a lot of maple. It smells okay. Let's go ahead and taste. Yeah, maple. Um, Lots of maple in there. So, so the yeast eat what they could, then they bottled it directly out of the barrel. I'm probably thinking way too much into this. Um, Thinner body than the last one, maybe medium. A little too much of that alcohol coming through for me. Um, Again, like I said in some of my other ones, if I want bourbon, I'm gonna drink it straight. Uh, the maple's definitely there. I think No Hype would like this one. He likes those maple beers. Um, it's kind of a sweeter maple, but then it goes right into that oaky bitter bourbon. Um, but then it kind of goes back into a chocolate, like a light chocolate, roasted chocolate. Not overpowering, but I think the body's too light. I want a thicker body. It's an oatmeal stout. Uh, is it? I think oatmeal makes beer smoother. And this is smooth. It's just the body's too light. It's almost like I want wheat or something in there to make the body thicker. It's like a very light, bitter chocolate syrup, maple syrup, and I have maple syrup, and that is lighter than like regular syrup. Um, I want it to be thicker. It's not bad. I think it has too much bitterness in it too. Would you say oak tannins? But there is, especially in the back, there is a hint of like a sweeter, lighter chocolate. But you get that maple. Uh, I don't want to say like a maple glazed donut because I think that's a little too maple sugary where this isn't. That oak from that barrel is in there and kind of cuts stuff out. Hmm. But see, in the aftertaste, it's kind of like if they made a light maple Tootsie Roll with oak, that's what the aftertaste is. But I can feel the alcohol back here. Maybe if it was like 11%, it would be a little better. But overall, it's still good. I would still go 4 out of 5. Um, I might pick up some more just to age, see what happens to those. But overall, 4 out of 5. Definitely good. Let's check Untapped. So two of my friends have checked it in 4.75 out of 5. A little over 800 people, 4.09. Okay, let's look at the side of this. Okay, notes of oak, cocoa, and cigar. Didn't I say leather? Um, Round off this beast of a beer aged in bourbon barrels for 4 months. Um, and primed with maple syrup. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I think that's what I said at the beginning. Is this made with the maple syrup in fermentation or bottling? So it's at bottling. Primed with maple syrup, I can see that, but I could have swore maple syrup has less sugar than like honey. When I first started brewing, Jessica wanted a sweeter beer, and I believe on Northern Brewer they had a honey ale, and that's almost what you did. You prime the bottles with so much honey, like an eighth of a teaspoon or something of honey, which makes sense why you taste the maple. Because if it was used in fermentation, it would eat through the sugar just like the honey, and you wouldn't get the honey taste unless you used it in the bottle. So yeah, yeah, notes of oak, you get that. Cocoa, I get that. Cigar, like I said, I think leather. If I had to go with what they said, I would go more leather than a tobacco or a cigar. I actually don't think there's enough roasted malts used in this to get to that tobacco cigar state. That's just me. I'm going to brew some big stouts, but bitter. I would say bitter. Yeah, like an oaky tannin bitterness is what I get in the aftertaste before you get that light fudgy chocolate in there. Um, so maple sweet boozy chocolate roasty is the style guidelines. Then Jack had it awesome maple bourbon barrel stout. He gave it a 5. Then Marshall gave it a 4.5. Yeah, hides the 13%. I don't think it does. I think that 13%, it lets you know it's there, but it could just be because I had that 11% one. I can pick up that 13. Um, with how light the body is, I mean, you get some alcohol legs on there. I don't want to spill it. Um, I guess if you said, I I can't. I guess I can't say. If I drank this as a mystery beer, I don't know what I would say now because I know everything. But the body seems kind of light, which I guess could mean that it's over attenuated, so the ABV is higher. I don't think I would say that though. But definitely a good one. So if you like this review, check out some more over here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. And until next time, cheers.